Greek yogurt occupies an interesting position in brain health discussions because its relevance comes less from direct nutritional components and more from its effects on gut health and systemic inflammation. The gut-brain axis has become increasingly recognized as important for cognitive function, though we're still early in understanding exactly how gut health influences brain health and NAD+ metabolism. Greek yogurt is distinguished from regular yogurt by its straining process, which removes liquid whey and concentrates protein. A typical serving provides 15 to 20 grams of protein, making it a substantial protein source. The protein quality is excellent, providing all essential amino acids including tryptophan, which as we've discussed can be converted to NAD+ through the de novo synthesis pathway, though inefficiently. The primary argument for yogurt and brain health centers on its probiotic content. The live bacterial cultures in yogurt, typically Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium species, can influence gut microbiome composition. A healthier, more diverse gut microbiome appears to reduce systemic inflammation through multiple mechanisms, including strengthening the intestinal barrier, producing beneficial metabolites like short-chain fatty acids, and modulating immune function. Why does this matter for the brain? Chronic systemic inflammation increases activity of enzymes like CD38 that consume NAD+ at accelerated rates. Inflammatory signaling also disrupts blood-brain barrier function, affects neurotransmitter metabolism, and contributes to the neuroinflammation seen in Alzheimer's disease. If probiotic foods like yogurt reduce systemic inflammation, they could theoretically help preserve NAD+ levels and support brain health indirectly. Some research has specifically examined probiotics and cognitive function. Results are mixed, with some studies showing modest improvements in mood and cognitive performance, while others show no significant effects. The variation likely reflects differences in bacterial strains, doses, duration, and individual participant characteristics, including baseline gut health. However, we need significant skepticism here. First, not all yogurt is created equal. Many commercial yogurts, even those labeled Greek, contain substantial added sugars that could undermine any potential benefits. A yogurt with 20+ grams of added sugar per serving is essentially a dessert, and the sugar-driven blood glucose spikes and metabolic stress would likely outweigh any probiotic benefits. Plain Greek yogurt with minimal sugar is what we're really discussing. Second, the probiotic strains and quantities vary enormously between products, and most don't specify what you're actually getting. The cultures must be alive and in sufficient quantity to potentially affect gut microbiome composition, and many products make probiotic claims without adequate evidence that their specific formulations have meaningful effects. Third, pasteurized yogurt products have no live cultures at all. You need yogurt specifically labeled as containing live and active cultures. Even then, whether these bacteria survive stomach acid and successfully colonize the gut is questionable for many products. For individuals with lactose intolerance, Greek yogurt is generally better tolerated than milk because much lactose is removed during straining and bacterial cultures consume additional lactose. However, it's not completely lactose-free, and some individuals still experience digestive issues. Non-dairy yogurt alternatives made from almonds, coconut, or soy don't provide the same probiotic benefits unless specifically fortified with probiotic cultures. There's also the reality that you can support gut health through many dietary approaches, including fermented foods like kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and miso, as well as prebiotic fibers that feed beneficial bacteria. Yogurt is one option, but not uniquely necessary. Regarding Alzheimer's specifically, there's no direct evidence that yogurt consumption prevents or treats cognitive decline. The gut-brain connection is an emerging research area, but we're far from being able to make specific dietary recommendations based on solid clinical evidence. For practical purposes, if you enjoy yogurt and tolerate it well, including plain Greek yogurt regularly as a protein source makes sense. Choose varieties with minimal added sugar, ideally plain yogurt that you can flavor yourself with fruits, nuts, or small amounts of honey. Look for products labeled with live and active cultures. But don't force yourself to eat yogurt thinking it's essential for brain health. The gut-brain axis can be supported through various fermented foods and overall dietary fiber from fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Yogurt is a convenient option, but not a mandatory one, and for individuals who are vegan, lactose intolerant, or simply don't enjoy dairy products, there are many other paths to supporting both gut health and brain health through diet.